Hey there! In this video, you will learn how to build a full stack application on Aptos with token-gated access, adding to the allow list and token minting. Too much? No worries. Follow along with the written guide. We start with the basic to help you understand how token works on Aptos, and then cover the entire process step by step, from working on the module to the front end. Let's get started. First and first, let's go through quickly what we are going to look in. After the entire guide, you are going to gain experience. You're going to get to know how to set up a development environment for Aptos, create and deploy your own smart contract, your first move language, and a fungible asset, create a new feature in the front end, the allow list, and the token-gated content page. This guide comes with a GitHub repository where you can find the final code. Before the practical part, let's understand the core structure. Aptos is structured a little bit different from Ethereum. Here we have accounts, data, and logic. By account, we mean the signer. That can be a user account where we have the private key to access the account, or a resource account, which is autonomous, published on the blockchain, and are used for special purposes. One of the main purposes is to deploy modules. We know that on Ethereum, when we deploy a smart contract, it comes with a new address, and we cannot have on Ethereum a smart contract under our own address, but on Aptos we can't. A module can be deployed under the user account. So if we need a module with its own address, we need to create a new resource account. Data can be stored on both user account and resource account, and those data that we store in those accounts are called resources. When we store several resources under a single address forming a complex set of resources, we call it object. Then we have modules, which are smart contract equivalent on EVM. Let's see how user interacts with the blockchain. When we need to publish module or resources, those are owned by an account, and then resource and objects can also be owned by other resource and objects. This flexible setup enables advanced on-chain interaction useful for applications like DeFi, gaming, and digital asset management. Objects are quite interesting. They enable complex data structure on-chain, and we have three categories of objects: normal objects, named objects, and sticky objects. And there are a few very important characteristics about the object. The first one is ownership. All the objects are globally accessible with references stored inside the object, and the defining module controls permissions and ownership rules. For each object, there are 4 capabilities useful for cleaning up data, to allow add new resources to an existing object after it is created, which allow us to create upgradable or extensible object. Transfer capability, which controls the transfer of an object between addresses or to other objects. Signer, essential for initializing the object with resources during creation. Composability, which enhances NFTs featured by allowing objects to own other objects. Digital assets are the modern NFT framework for Aptos. Fungible assets define the asset of the same kind, like currency. It replaces the old coin module, and it is formed by 2 main objects: the metadata and the fungible store. Now it's time to create the application. Aptos comes with a Create Aptos Dapp tool to help us with starter templates. We run the tool in the command line, and we choose token minting Dapp. For the network, we are going to choose testnet. Then we move to the project with our favorite IDE, and the next step is to create our own account by running npm run move init. This will create a file containing our account inside a new file. So we go to this file, copy our address, we go and update our environment file. with the generated address. The template comes with a token module. We can publish this token module to the testnet with the following command. Afterward, you should be able to see an Explorer address with the publishing transaction. We open our browser and we go to the Explorer, and then we click on Events tab to copy the module account address, and then we go back to our IDE and create a new environment variable which is going to be used for our frontend. To interact with our web app, we need a wallet. I recommend Petra, the official wallet made by the Aptos team. Once we have the wallet, go to the setting and import the private key that you can always find in the same file that we generated and switch the wallet to testnet. Let's run the frontend on localhost with npm run dev. I use this image. You can copy and download this one, or you can use any image you want. Because now what we are going to do is we are going to create our first asset. So we go to the create asset page and fill the form and submit the transaction. Then with our first token created, we're going to copy the address because this is going to be our asset ID. So we go back to our IDE and we paste the address in the configuration file. Now you refresh the browser and you can try out to mint your first token. Great, we have successfully mint our first token. You can see now my balance is 1. Currently anyone can come and mint their own token. We want to create an allow list where only the addresses that we add to the list can mint in the mint page. To add the allow list, we need to update first the module. We add a struct to store a list of addresses. Initialize the module with an empty allow list. Create a function to add address to the allow list and another view function to view the list of addresses on the allow list. Then in the mint function, we add a section to make sure that only those addresses in the allow list can mint a token. Then we have to update our test to add the add allow list so we can mint it successfully, and we add also another one where we expect failure if we haven't called add allow list. Now we can test our module with this command where we can copy easily from here, run the command, perfect. Success! We passed both tests. Now that our module works, we can update our frontend. Create a new allow list page under the pages folder. So we open frontend, then pages, and here we create this new file. Inside this page, we can notice two hooks, one for adding a new address and another for showing the address list. We continue adding. So what's next is we need to create those hooks. We create a add allow list in the entry function, and then we also add under the hooks folder. And don't forget to add the allow list link in the header so we can get access to this page. With that, we need to update our router to include the allow list page and add the link in the header. Don't forget that we still have the old asset ID, which is the old module, because we updated the module. You have to publish the module again, get the address and paste it here in the config file. This time if we want to mint and we create a new token, but this token is not going to go through because this time we have to add our address first, and only after we have our address in the list, we can successfully mint the token. Next, let's make our token more exclusive. We create a VIP section where we offer exclusive content only to those who have the token. So for the token gated page, you have to pay attention to your balance, which we get from use get asset data. And if we go to the hook page, we can see that we are using Aptos client query indexer where we are verifying the on-chain amount of the token owned by the address. Then we do the same as allow list by adding the page to the browser router and to the header. Now we have this dynamic page where people who don't own the token are going to have a different page that sends them to the home page. Those people like me who have the token can access to this exclusive page. And yay, you made it! This video serves as a quick overview of the guide. I invite you to follow it step by step. If you get stuck, you can check the final page on my GitHub repository and ask questions or you can ask your questions, bloggers to Aptos community. You can find the Aptos community on the Discord channel, or you can also ask technical questions under Aptos developer discussions on GitHub.